was just gonna cut this on and get to talking. Just been up and down. And I've been seeing stuff that I need to see. God been revealing things to me that I need to see. And it's like, when we had those moments, it's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do after I'm showing you what it is? You know? Are you gonna be obedient to my word? Or are you gonna follow your own tail? You know, we good at that, following. Listen, lessons do have to be learned, and understanding that in our life, day by day, every day, you know, we have choices, and choices that we have, it either have consequences behind it that we don't like, and it'll take us down a whole loop. But at the end of the day, we gonna make our choices, and majority of the times we go with what we want, and that's when we follow in the flesh. So, and you know what that's called? It's called backsliding. No, it's not. I don't know, it's not. I'm talking about backsliding because I just learned what backsliding really was. And I know we can hear what backsliding is, or what a Christian is, or even what Jesus is, you know, but we would not know until we learn it ourselves. Learn Jesus ourselves. We want to know from just somebody just saying, oh, praise the Lord. The Lord is so good, you know, and we would not know these things until we really learn it on our own, really feel it on our own, you know, and I really had to go through this journey that I had to feel what it is to be disobedient to God, and knowing that we're not perfect, and God don't expect us to be perfect. You know, every day we sin every day. But when we really when we born again, right? And we commit a sin, right? Of course we're gonna feel, what we looking for? Condemned, right? We're gonna feel condemned because we know. You know, because you can't unlearn something. You can't unsee something that you already seen. You know what I'm saying? We commit a sin, like, it's like, dang, you feel it. You know you feel it. And I'll tell you a personal story of mine, that I'm talking about whole year. I'm talking about nothing. I'm following Jesus like I'm not even, I gave up everything to follow Jesus. I'm talking about my house, my clothes, my everything, my family. You know, I gave up everything that I felt like it was possible to give up. You know, and then I go on this journey. I'm on this journey, and then boom. I'm thinking I'm fasting and praying. I'm thinking I'm just all in for God, on fire for Him. That's what I used to say. And all I think about, all I want to do, I want to find another church if I ain't, you know, and then I had to learn. God showed me, like, yeah, I'm pulling you from this church. I'm pulling you from church, period, you know, because I want you to understand that it's deeper than just the church. Of course, He wants us to go to church. Of course, church is involved in Christianity, just to be around and fellowship with other believers, just be around, and, you know, community. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you have to learn something before even trying to put yourself all in the church. And it's not for everybody. The lesson is not for everybody, because, you know, some people, when let's go to church, but me, it's like, yeah, come. I want you to sit down, and I want you to be with me. Spend time with me. Learn who I am. Learn what I, you know, who I am deeply. You know, how to, you know, love and receive love, and, you know, just learn my word and hear my word and hear my voice, you know, because I got a different thing for you. I got a deeper thing for you. And when I felt that, I felt bad at first, because I enjoyed going to church, you know, just being around people and just really worshiping. That was my favorite part. And, you know, y'all, I was on fire. I felt like I was on fire, and I had a turn. I felt like it was for the worst, and but at the end of the day, everything happened for a reason, and my whole life, before I even began a Christian walk and born again, and believing in God and all of that stuff, I always felt like everything gonna be okay, and yeah, so. I mean, and everything does happen for a reason. Everything gonna be okay, and everything happened for a reason. That was my main thing, especially uplifting everybody else and just being that positive person in everybody's life, And yeah, so I just felt like this happened for a reason. I had to learn about backsliding. You need to stay focused. You gotta stay focused, right? You gotta stay focused on God. You gotta stay focused on what you need to be doing and how you need to be doing it, And anything that's around that's cause for a distraction. Of course, I can say this right now because I had to go through it. Like, I heard this before from somebody. Just stay focused. Keep your eyes on God, and distractions. Just get away from distractions stuff. But how do you stop that? How do you stop distractions? How do you stop distractions from coming to you? Because it was a distraction that came. I'm talking about I'm fasting and praying. Of course, that's when it would happen. That's when it will happen the hardest too. Like, you'll be fasting and praying, and then here goes something to try to distract you. And I feel like my turn went when I took my eyes off God. It was like, I'm loving him. I'm in all of him. Like, I just want to everything. Just my life wasn't with him before, so now I just feel joy. I feel peace. Like, I feel just an overwhelming of just love all the time. And I try to pour that out. I try to pour it out into my children. I try to pour it out into myself. And that's where the self-love thing come from, But it was just it just became a distraction for me. I just started to be distracted, and I'm like, this is supposed to happen because I'm fasting and I'm praying, and this is not a distraction. This is supposed to happen this way. And as I took it and ran with it without confirming, that's where it went. I didn't confirm with God. I didn't sit and listen to his voice and say if this was from him or if I needed to do it. So I'm feeling like I was just too deep in it. I couldn't no longer hear. I couldn't hear his voice no more. I feel like he wasn't talking to me. I felt unwanted and unworthy, and every feeling that I felt before becoming a Christian. It was like, how you could feel so depressed and stressed and down and sad, empty. That's how I felt. And I'm like, where are you? Just talk to me. Give me something, a dream, or something. It's like, all right, since he ain't gonna talk to me, I guess since I didn't do the right thing, he didn't come to me and tell me, that I was doing wrong. But he was all along. Like, God don't leave us. He don't leave us. But everything was going in my head, and I was in a whole nother environment. It was just like the distraction was more than it was over. It was more than I felt in a whole year. And at this point, I just felt like now I have a physical, like, being of love and attention, you know, that I was getting the whole time with God. And even though, like, I don't know, people will understand, like, he's not here. He's not physically, like, next to us. But he is. You know, he's spiritual. Like, he's in us. He's connected to us. He's the Holy Spirit. Like, he gives us life, you know, like, and not feeling that. I know you were still here with me, you know, but not feeling it. It was just like, I'm so empty. I cried every night because I started to see after not sinning, you know, and giving my life to Christ, and I started to sin and feel so bad about it. Of course, that's the condemning part, but this story, this journey was me learning that I needed to understand how to put God first in everything that I do. And I always said it too. I always said, like, oh, put God, and we hear it all the time too. Put God first. I put God first before this, boom, 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 you know, but actually understanding, like, putting God first. This is what I do and how I'm going to do it. And I was off, thinking I was on. I thought I was on it. I thought I was on this path. And on this path, I was trying to be perfect. I was trying to do things. I don't know what the heck. I don't know, y'all. I was trying to do things in a way that I felt that, you know, it would please God. And it's crazy because, you know, in the Bible, it's like it's no way that you can please God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on this journey and trying to understand that life is going. Regardless if I choose God or if I don't, like, life is going. God is coming back. He's here with us. And I learned a lot, and God have shown me a lot through this year, and I know every day we're gonna grow and we're gonna learn. And even though it wasn't all smiles for me after, like, the lessons started to come, God was preparing me. And before he was preparing me, but it was just like, oh, I need this. I don't know what I'm gonna do, you know, because me and my kids living in the car. So it was just like, provider. I learned who Jireh was. I learned him. I learned God as being a provider. So I knew the lessons was gonna come as 101. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to learn these lessons, then they're gonna come, and you need to get back up, because I'm gonna be there. I would never leave you nor forsake you, and he haven't. And even when I felt the lowest, I'm like, you can't call on nobody else. Nobody ain't gonna understand you. You know, I just be talking about something, and they like, oh, did you have another dream? Like, people don't understand. But I think it's just the people that you be around maybe don't understand. So that's why I think it's important for you to, like, have community and people, like, that's understanding of you and your walk, you know, that's going down the same walk. I know we put in people's lives for us to help them grow closer to God, or see God in you, and you just, and that can be a painful thing, you know, for us, because, you know, we think that something's supposed to be one way, and then it wind up not going that way, because you were just put in that place for a reason. That's why it's important for us to hear God. And I prayed to hear God. I prayed, I fast. I just wanted to do anything to just be closer to God. And that's why I just took life. I took through life, not threw it away, but I just threw everything away to just be just I don't care about what we staying at. Like, I just want to hear you. I just want to, it was deep, and I learned a lot, and I seen a lot. Miracles after miracles. Like, oh, it's just so powerful because God is real. And not only did he show me, he showed my children too. And I'm just so blessed and thankful, you know, for the place that I'm in, my children, and the people that I'm able to, you know, guide and show God through me. It's so powerful because I wasn't this way. I was a thinker, but I wasn't a thinker. I'm not just thinking for myself. I'm not thinking for myself no more. I don't want to sit and think for myself. I want to hear what God have to say to somebody. I want to hear what God have to say through me. You know? Or to my children, or to anybody. Cause life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself to you. But alright, I'm about to go. I'm about to fill this thing out. Get me some stuff ordered, and I'll be making videos of me making candles. Check us out. Buy a candle. You know what I'm saying? Support me. And whatever God had me doing in the journey that he got me on, or whatever, boom, 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 I'm going to be doing it. So, thank y'all for watching this long video. I don't know if you're going to make it this long. But, I'm back. And I'm just getting started. Peace, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all stay at peace. Y'all spread some love. Don't forget to pray. Love on them babies, y'all. Peace.